Hey everybody, welcome back to X-Plane 11. I am Bill, and we're going to try out the Carenado Bonanza F33 with the SimCoders rep pack. And I'm going to use the slightly faster plane to go back and refly the route that I just flew for my long solo cross country. I haven't been in the sim yet since I did that flight, so it'll be fun to go see how everything looks and feels after having been there before. Pilot Peanut Butter, happy Monday. How's it going? The Jag Bonanza. No, it's not the Jag Bonanza, unfortunately. That would be. I wonder if there is a livery somewhere on the forums. That would be cool. That would be a good. That would be a good livery option for this. But yeah, Brad, I think the A36s are all the Jag ones. But it would be cool to have the Jag livery on this. Since we don't have really an F33 in the crew to mimic a livery. The A36 I have matches Brad's A36 livery. And then obviously the Cessna matches 53176. I kind of like to fly the liveries of a plane that I've either been in or around, if it's, obviously the type of plane that's even possible. But this is the Carenado, and I think this was updated. I don't know the full history of this plane from Carenado, but the rep pack for this got a lot of great reviews, especially from actual Bonanza pilots. The one criticism that I've heard, especially from Brad, is that the sounds aren't great. I need to load in some scenery here. This is choppy as hell. Oh, yeah, look at that. Get going, Ram. No half day at work, just starting tomorrow. So the HR people have some stuff they have to finish up before I can officially start, since I'll be dealing with sensitive information, so they have to had to delay it a day, which is fine. Gives me a chance to chill out from being away for the weekend and an afternoon stream. Some flying around. Secret agent, not exactly, but that sounds way cooler. Sounds way cooler. All right, so the route that we're going to fly is a very, very familiar one. I have them all saved, and I'm not going to spend any time going over any of them. I'm just going to send them directly to the map. Preloaded will be Special Flight Rules northbound to Van Nuys, and then we'll figure out everything from there. All right, so I have been in a similar Bonanza before with Brad, and yes, Brad, I have the endorsement coming. So I finished all the prereqs to get the endorsement through M0A, so that is done. Did that this weekend. And I'm just waiting for the confirmation. They said it takes about 24 hours for them to get that, and I'm assuming that doing it over the weekend will delay that a little bit. I'm not entirely convinced that you actually know how to fly elsewhere anymore. I know I have been doing this a lot. Well, that is true too, Brad. Yeah, I know we had talked about just letting M0A do it. So we can, if you want to do it, we can definitely do that. Is the parking brake on? Let's get the beacon coming on. Look at that. Okay. So I am not a complex rated or high performance rated pilot. Disclosure. But can probably figure most of this out, because it's not really too dissimilar from anything else. There's just a couple extra little plunger things If Jason endorses you, he'll be disappointed if you fail. If I endorse you and you fail, I'll just kill you. That's true. If Jason endorses me and I fail, he pays for it. So that is the benefit of doing it that way. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Mixture. Is this thing? This is fuel injected, right? Okay. All Bonanzas are. Even like the really early ones, I'm assuming? Mixture starts full rich. Beautiful. All of them are. That's pretty cool. Okay, mixture is full rich. I don't know if the prop position matters, but we'll just put it full forward for right now. And should hopefully just kick over. Mixture cutoff for start is a Lycoming thing. Prop full forward until climb. Does the fuel pump need to be on for start? The fuel selector is showing on. That is definitely one of those things that you don't really check in the sim. Fuel pump on for start? Is it kind of like the Piper where the fuel pump is just on until you're in cruise kind of thing? Prime with full throttle, full mixture. Okay, I did not prime with full throttle. That sounded a little bit better. No fuel pump in the sea, lose the engine. Okay, so there's a full prime. There we go. Okay, so that was it. The prime, it didn't actually prime since I didn't have the throttle full. All right, that's good. It's nice that there's a Bonanza pilot. SciTech panel. I do, yes. All right. That's really nice. 26.0. And com.
Orange count 0. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 10,000. 25,000 scattered. Temperature 26. Dew point 17. Altimeter 29er. Arriving and departing runways 20 left. 20 right. Visual approaches in use. VFR departures, contact, clearance, delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Oscar.
Information Oscar.
John Wayne Airport, ATIS information Oscar.
I feel like we just had that recently in the real plane at some point. Hey, what's up, time? Thanks, Time. I appreciate that. It was a ton of fun. Alright, so we're going to be at a, what did they say, 220 heading or whatever. 2400, 128.1. I don't know if they'll do 220 or 230. That'll be something. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Time. That is a bummer that Draco was crashed. Big bummer. All right, no one. Is it really?
Alpha 652's off on Delta. We're going to Alpha 6. South 652, taxi via Alpha and runway 26 to the ramp. Maintenance frequency, good day.
Alpha 26 to the ramp, we'll stay with you. Have a good day. Southwest 652.
Showing clearance, good afternoon. Bonanza 204 Lima Echo. Information Oscar. We'd like flight following to Van Nuys 4500 via the special flight rules.
204 Lima Echo, John clearance. After departure, fly heading 240, maintain VFR out of below 2,400 until advised. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 2447.
Okay, on departure, that's right, heading 240 out of below 2400. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 2447 at 204 Lima Echo.
4 Lima Echo, read back correct.
2, 7. And is that on alt mode? Yeah. Okay. So that's on there. And this is going to be 240. So that is the correct heading. So that's cool. Go over to ground now. 20.8. Showing ground Bonanza 204 Lima Echo. Taxi to tower run up.
We're 204 Lima Echo, John ground, taxi tower run up via Bravo.
Tower run up via Bravo 204 Lima Echo. Doesn't sound too bad. I mean, definitely does not sound like the real thing, but it's pretty decent. What's up, Quasar? I start a new job tomorrow, so I've got the afternoon off. Got some chores done this morning, and decided to try out an afternoon stream. Yep. Yeah, Quasar left Newegg Wednesday. Last Wednesday was my last day there.
North departure at the mini route to the Bravo. And we have Kilo. Over 952
Taxi on the
Foxtrot,
runway,
towards ground,
and if I
runway
need
2
you,
right,
I will
taxi via
contact you.
Foxtrot, Alpha, Juliet.
If I need
And
you,
please verify information, Kilo.
I will contact you. So I'm going to a financial company
we have Kilo.
that's actually located just beyond ACI.
Foxtrot, Roger. Can you verify the taxi instruction? Runway 29 right, taxi via Foxtrot, Alpha, Juliet.
Okay, 10-8. 10-8, that's already
System
in there.
952 Foxtrot, taxi runway 29 right, Foxtrot, Alpha, Juliet.
And then we need, what is it, 3132. Just a little, oh, here we go. 132. Auto response. Alright, so I think that should be okay. Let's see. Joyride, thank you very much, man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
D.
Arizona Aviator, thank you very much.
Bill in chat.
Thank you very much for 7 months. Thank you so much, man, for the support. Welcome. Yeah, I wanted it off of. What does it flip the thing? Oh yeah, it does. It does flip the actual. I wanted to just move that little tag out of the way so I could see it, but yeah, because that's GPS right there. So this is just saying that because it's on the, it's not picking it up. It's not picking anything up, so that little flag's up there. But yeah, I guess it does the actual. Oh yeah, just because I moved them both. Yeah. Okay, so let's do a quick little run up. Alec, how's it going? Dalmatian, good afternoon. Happy Monday. That sounds a little bit goofy. Yeah, that's a little weird. Well, hello, Ryan. Welcome back. Yeah, that is quite the sound effect there, guys. Jolly ground, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, continue.
204 Lima Echo, Jolly ground, runway 20 at Kilo, taxi via Bravo.
Bravo, Kilo 20 right, 204 Lima Echo. Dalmatian, I have not. There's a couple of really good ones out there. I don't really make too many of those. Once I figured out how to do it, I kind of got all the ones that I wanted kind of in one shot, and then I haven't really gone back to it. So I wouldn't be the best person to give a tutorial on that because I've only done it really a couple of times. But I think we may have posted, if you search in the YouTube link or the add-on, there might be some videos of the tutorials that I used, I think. It's really not that difficult to do. There's a couple of settings that you need to kind of make sure you pre-select, and then make sure that the file order is in the correct order in the INI file. And that's pretty much it. But if you don't know what those settings are, it could be pretty confusing. So I don't know why it thinks that it's wet out. It's a bit interesting. Smoke is on.
Approaching runway 20 right.
There's the smoke. Yeah, so there's it thinking that the ramp is wet, and then here is the smoke on. Hilarious. Admiral, how's it going? Happy Monday. Switch over. 28. Joey Tower Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, holding shorts 20 right at Kilo.
We're 204 Lima Echo, Joint Tower, runway 20 at Kilo, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 20 right at Kilo, 204 Lima Echo. It's a lot of twos in that. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. Make sure we have lights coming on. And that is on.
Torrance Tower, Cessna Scout, November 5952 Charlie. Hold on, short, 29 right.
Alright, I did a very quick little flight on this thing. I think it was last weekend.
Number 952 Foxtrot, Torrance Tower.
And it felt pretty good.
I
I wasn't paying attention too much because it was a very short flight.
952 Foxtrot, clear for takeoff, 29 right.
Stardog, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Happy Monday. Okay, everything is in the green. It definitely needs a lot more right rudder than the 172. Is it raining? Coming up. That sounds kind of cool. Brad, is it raining down there? Or misting or something? Oh, cool, Stardog. Nice, man. Well, welcome live.
Airport Lima Echo, radar contact, altitude.
Let's see. Climbing through 500, 4 Lima Echo. Apparently, X-Plane thinks it's misting.
Number 204 Lima Echo, contact SoCal departure.
Alright, departure 204 Lima Echo, see ya. SoCal departure, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, climbing through 900, restricted 2,400.
Number 204 Lima Echo, SoCal departure, resume on navigation, climb via par your discretion. John Wayne is radar.
Okay, ONAV and altitude 204 Lima Echo. That is, so it was definitely raining, misting or something according to the weather, but that's clearly not the case. Broken, yeah, that's match real world conditions. All right, if you say so. Let's go up to 4,500. Taxi lights coming off. Pulled the props back a little bit. So long time FSX P3 flyer just picked up X-Plane 11 for the first time today. Oh, nice, Stardog. Well, welcome to X-Plane 11, man. That's awesome. Ryan, have a great rest of your Monday. Talk to you soon. The beef. The Baron rep needs more right rudder for taxi. It's nice. The 172 doesn't really need a whole lot.
We're 52 Foxtrot, frequency change approved.
This definitely needed a lot more, at least with the way the rudder pedals are set up for that takeoff roll. That was pretty crazy. X-Plane 11 add-on acquisition.
St. Louis ground, runway 29er taxi via Alpha.
It can get out of hand if you don't slow down a little bit and have fun learning each particular plane in the airport. But that's accurate to the real plane. It's a rudder-heavy takeoff roll. How does it? So I mean, in comparison to the 172, obviously it's more right rudder. Sometimes the rep pack 172 doesn't need any. It just like goes straight. A lot more than 172. Well, you've got a lot more torque, that's for sure, yanking you to the right. A lot more. Alright, there's the pier. Huntington Beach Pier right there. It's kind of what we're navigating to. And the T6, but yeah, T6 does not. Lima Fox. You're about to kill the engine. Looks good to me. A twin right rudder. Oh, the T6.
Foxtrot, frequency change
T6
approved.
is the Texan. Right? Is that what you're talking about, Brad? Yeah, and unless they're counter-rotating, you still need the right rudder. Oh, the 3, you're talking about the 310. Yeah, are those aren't counter-rotating, right?
Number 952 Foxtrot Hawthorne Tower,
So that must
roger, remain
mean
outside
over-
class Bravo airspace until advised, squawk 0205.
Let's get this over here. You're almost to 4,500. It gets exciting in a hurry when a twin becomes a single. Yeah. Okay, so let's go this thing on. Let's get heading and alt.
Five Two Foxtrot, roger. The Los Angeles Tower controller will I'd rather identify you.
Whoa. So that's precisely what I didn't want to happen. Did that kick off? Flight director, altitude, heading. And autopilot. Coming around to the heading bug, slowly.
52 Foxtrot, contact Los Angeles Tower 119.8.
Still turning, right? Yeah. Alright. I think I just did that in a weird order or something. But let's see if it rolls out on the heading bug. We should be okay.
390 Golf Mike, sir. You're kind of mumbling in
hoping
your
I can
microphone, or
simplify
the
my
quality's
life
not that
with
well.
X-Plane
Keep taking
11 as
your
the
directional
visuals look
flight.
good and they do. Oh,
390 Golf Mike.
yeah, I think you'll like
left
it
left
a
approved.
lot.
Runway 29er, clear for takeoff. Aboard midfield down.
Especially if you're interested in general aviation, it's much better for general aviation than the other two are. Alright, so I don't know what the hell I did initially there, but that is now happier. GA and Bush is my main focus. All right, yeah, then you're definitely in the right place for that. All right, see how these Carenado visuals are doing.
Number 952 Foxtrot, Los Angeles Tower.
Cowl
The
flaps.
altitude and ident. 52 Foxtrot, roger. You'll need to make a left or right 360, remain outside class Bravo airspace. Climb to 2,500 and maintain VFR. Report established on the mini route northbound.
So how much does that help?
52 Foxtrot, roger. You got to be at 2,500 when you enter the airspace, and in addition, you're more than a half mile off course. You need to make sure you're tracking the proper radial.
All right, so it looks like we got open or closed. So we'll close them right now and see what does the temperatures.
52 Foxtrot, roger. Same intentions. Number 52 Foxtrot, roger. Squawk VFR, contact Torrance Tower 124.0. See,
See, it does look nice, but I really prefer flying up in Alaska. We get some orthos up there. Definitely check out Prop Strike Studio. Yeah, okay, just like Dalmatian said, check out Prop Strike Studios. Big time. I think you'll really, if you're into that kind of flying, you will really like their stuff.
Zero Golf Mike, runway 29.
Promethean, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. This is definitely faster than the 172, that's for sure. Looks pretty good. It's like a small fire team. Let's see. Mod for the 152 also adds some nice bush wheels. The Prop Strike stuff, though, that scenery
Number 952 Foxtrot, Torrance Tower, and a right down
will provide you
verify information.
so much entertainment.
2900.
It's really great. All right, we are going to be tracking this radial here, and it looks like it's alive. So it's slowly coming in. We're taking it kind of at a shallow angle. We could go a little bit more over Torrance, but this is okay for right now. A very disorganized flight. Yeah, there's definitely a lack of Beechcraft, considering how popular the planes are in general. But this I think is probably the best of them right now, especially for the older style cockpit. But these visuals are pretty nice. I like it. The sounds are okay. It flies pretty good. And the Just Flight, all the Just Flight stuff is fantastic. I've flown the Arrow a ton, absolute ton. Oh hey Ryan, yep, much earlier stream. SoCal approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, request frequency change for transition.
Number 204 Lima Echo, roger, I didn't want to talk to you anyway, so your radar services are terminated, frequency change approved, like have a good day or whatever.
Have a great day, SoCal approach, 204 Lima Echo out. So. Special flight rules, traffic, Bonanza 4500 northbound Beam Torrance special flight rules. We will talk to Brandon momentarily anyway. Have a good day, whatever. Let's get the right frequency this time, though. Very strange. Yeah, I need to really look at that, because it's on ForeFlight. It's definitely showing 19.9 as tower and helicopters as secondary, and the CTAF is 19.3. So I don't know. We'll use 19.3 and see if we get yelled at, because I would bet that it's probably the same information that they're looking at. Yeah, right, Brad? It's very weird. 19.3. So I mean, I reefed it and went over to 19.0 where it says tower and it says helicopters secondary. So at least, I mean, helicopters is on here. So I don't know. I tried it and he politely told me to go to 19.3, which I did. Very weird. Special flight rules transition Bonanza 4500 northbound over the Hawthorne 405 interchange. Special flight rules. We departed this morning with Marcus. I miss Marcus too. There is no way I can keep up with all the vast and stuff. Thank you, Prometheum. Easy little overlay. Kind of helps to talk about it and show at least some of what I'm looking at. There's LAX. Helps orient us non-VFR time. Yeah, exactly. Always having the having it accessible, I think, does really help. I think, at least from the feedback that I've gotten, the X-Plane one does not do a great job of showing you the different airspace. It's so bare.
Destination ATIS is 127.55.
Thank you. I actually needed to know that. And the Van Nuys
ATIS information
ATIS
Delta
was so long.
2051 Zulu. Wind 120 at 10. Visibility 10. Ceiling 1000 broken. Temperature 30. Dew point 7. Altimeter 2989er. Arriving and departing runways 16 left, 16 right. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta.
Special flight rules traffic, Bonanza 4500 northbound approaching Imperial Highway. Special flight rules. You had a crash pad down there in El Segundo. Nice.
That was beautiful. Nice radio call, Bill.
Thanks, Kenny. Yeah, Flight Plan Go is great. Is a great free option. I used to always just use SkyVector and follow along where I was. By various means of looking outside. Whoa. Special flight rules traffic, Bonanza 4500 northbound over the North LAX complex. Special flight rules. Following that radio pretty good. Our lateral limits are between 405 and the beach, so the radial is just being a little bit more exact. To be honest, when I fly in the sim, I just use SkyVector unless I need more SA for some reason. Yeah, SkyVector is great just to have it up. You know, ForeFlight, just continually having to practice with ForeFlight because I don't use it in the plane that often is more the reason why I use that than the situational awareness stuff. But yeah, SkyVector is fantastic. Special flight rules traffic, Bonanza 4500 northbound over Bologna Creek. Special flight rules. But I agree, Brad. It's awesome just to be able to glance at it and have. I mean, for the sim, it's really like frequencies and altitudes and stuff like that that I need access to. You know, if you're flying to an airport, ForeFlight obviously does that much quicker. I don't even say much quicker. It's actually probably quicker to go in SkyVector because you have a mouse. But if you don't have ForeFlight, SkyVector on another screen is get lazy and use whatever. Skyvector doesn't have a good. Yeah, I don't know. I think being able to like right click on the airport is pretty easy. Special flight rules. Traffic, Bonanza 4500 northbound over Santa Monica VOR, last call, special flight rules. Van Nuys Tower, good afternoon, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo 4500 just over Santa Monica VOR with Delta for a full stop taxi back.
November 204 Lima Echo, Van Nuys Tower, roger. Enter right downwind, runway 16 right, report midfield.
Okay, right downwind for 16 right, report midfield, 204 Lima Echo. Sweet. And we can actually go a little bit faster, at least for this portion. You get to trim it quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, just releasing it from autopilot, it's kind of wandering a little bit. That's fine. See how much we need here on the first landing. Oh, you wanted to ask how the X-plane real weather does, or is active sky a must? I am fine with the real world weather, Stardog. I have not had the desire to add any weather, any cloud stuff. This is just basic X-plane, and it works great. It depends on what kind of flying you like to do. If you're into, you know, long haul stuff or commercial, into inclement weather or something, that might change things a little bit. But if you're into just GA stuff, you know, you're gonna need visibility anyway. So if it's IMC, you're not really going to be able to do what you want to do anyway. Therefore, when it's VFR and nice out, it works totally fine. We are not going to simulate the real landing. No, Ryan, we're at least I hope we don't simulate the real landing. They're not all good. Is that okay? I didn't know if that. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, it's like just past half. All right, so at least I feel like that could be an easy thing to switch up. So what does it come on at? It was 18. All right, so it's 17 and a half, I guess. That's not annoying at all. I don't think you can click it. I think you can click it. Brad, can you turn that off in the real plane? All right, yeah, that's not how the real thing works. That's what I thought. Yeah, because going into Catalina, that thing was just screaming. Good to know in this, at least. It's like that Piper autopilot. It doesn't have altitude hold, but if you click the secret little button, shut up. Van Nuys Tower, Bonanza 204, Lima Echo, midfield, right downwind, 16 right.
204 Lima Echo, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 16 right, 204 Lima Echo. So I was number 3 to land here last week, and it took out the downwind was a little bit further out. And the no precision landing lights didn't help either. Okay, so we can go full props. We can just put it down. A very un-Brad pattern, but it's an unfamiliar plane, so I'm going to take it nice and wide and feel it out. Okay, so we've got fuel, we've got mixture,
Short final runway 500.
colors full, 3 green. You do have to trim a lot, huh? At least the trim seems like it's pretty quick versus the 172. That trim takes friggin' forever. Good timing on that. Tango, was that Tango Charlie Lima? Tango Charlie Lima, thank you for the follow.
Southwest 1029, Burbank grounds, runway
Big
15,
old
taxi
displaced threshold.
via Delta Alpha, cross runway 26.
Cross runway 26, 15 Delta Alpha, 1029.
Good Lord. Good God. Van Nuys Tower, Bonanza 204, Lima Echo going around.
Number 4 Lima Echo, roger, do you want to remain in the pattern or actually you set stay attention?
Yeah, stay in the pattern, full stop as well. 4 Lima Echo.
4 Lima Echo, roger, enter right traffic, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Alright, right traffic, 16 right, clear to land, 204 Lima Echo. Whoa. So not a good first attempt. But I think I know exactly what I did, so we'll fix it on this pass and be fine. I regularly do that in an MD-82. It's okay. You cannot land this at 50 knots. We need to keep the speed up a little bit more. And actually, it's going to be more in the 70s, Brad, right? If I'm not mistaken. Like 75 approach speed and then pull the power back. 70 is magic, all right. 70 is the number. We are clear to land. Flaps are open. in. Props are full forward. Okay, gear is out. Airport, let's see. Turning a little bit sharper. Awesome, Stardog. Well, welcome. I'm glad you found us. There's no sound for the flaps. Weird. So 7. Should we be taxing already? 70 is our magic number. It's kind of like the first couple times I go back to flying that arrow. If you have the trim not set right, it is a disaster trying to land that thing.
No, we're holding short of 15 for departure.
Southwest 1029, runway 15, sorry, clear for takeoff, the other thing there.
If I have this out of whack here, too.
Southwest 1029.
It feels like, I mean, I'm trimmed pretty nose up right now, which is good. And being a little faster and slower will be a good change from the last attempt. So that looks much better. Still, I think that was actually a trim. That was being a little bit out of trim, I think. It's saying acceptable. I would beg to differ. Stop dragging it in. Just keep it moving, huh? Van Nuys Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, clear of 16 right at hotel, and we're taxiing back.
For 4 Lima Echo, roger, runway 16 right, taxi via Alpha Charlie.
Alpha Charlie 16 right 204 Lima Echo.
Southwest 1029, contact departure.
Departure Southwest 1029.
Southwest 1029, so got departure, radar contact, maintain 13,000.
Oh, my rudder pedals are totally effed underneath my table. That's better. Yeah, this is definitely the better looking livery of what was offered. It's not going to be too bad. I think we're okay. Definitely going to check it, though. That's for sure.
Southwest 1029, clear direct slap.
Van Nuys Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo. Can we pick up flight following with you on the ground here?
4 Lima Echo, affirmative, state destination.
Going to San Luis Obispo at 6,500, 204 Lima Echo.
November 204 Lima Echo. Roger, stand by.
So we'll get this flight following picked up, And then I need a bathroom break.
Fort Lee Echo, advisory copy.
Ready to copy, Fort Lee Echo.
Fort Lee Echo, departure frequency 134.2, squawk 1720.
Okay, it's departure frequency 1342, squawking 1720, Fort Lee Echo.
Fort Lee Echo, read back correct.
Cool. Easy. All right, once we get holding short here, quick biological break. that is a lot of Army Skyhawks there. Whatever. I think this is a GPD scenery, I think, but there are a lot of military planes there in the real world, so I think they're just lightly mimicking that. Okay, I'll be right back.
Southwest 1029, LA Center, climb, maintain flight level 270.
Which of the Just Flight P-28s is the best? That is completely a subjective thing. I like the Arrow, the PA-28R, but they're all pretty cool.
Lawrence Ground, November 123 Hotel, transient 40 North. Departure for the mini route.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. Arizona Aviator.
Information Lima.
Remember 123 Hotel.
Okay, so we've got our beacon code
right,
in.
Alpha Juliet.
134.
Roger, taxi via Alpha Juliet. We are performing CAT 10.
Okay. Here with 23 Hotel, Roger.
Van Nuys Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, holding short 16 right.
November 204 Lima Echo, Van Nuys Tower, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff, proceed on course.
Clear for takeoff, 16 right, 204 Lima Echo. Here's Brandon Cam. Get the lights coming on now. Okay. Let's go. Mixture full rich. Props are up. Cowl flaps open. Looking good. Here we go. I agree, Arizona. It's such a freaking awesome airplane, dude. Any variant. Obviously, if you know you're Brad and you have every model intricacy memorized, there's probably some exceptions to that, but it's just such a perfect airplane platform. Lots of rudder. We actually do have a fair amount of runway here, so we can kind of just... now we're out. Props coming back.
Vessel 176, turn right hotel, kind of ground. Two.
Right, right at hotel, contact the ground.
See ya! See ya, Van Nuys. Okay, so we're right turn at the basin. Just coming up here. We need to fly neighborly.
4 Lima Echo, contact SoCal departure.
Alright, departure, Fort Lima Echo, see you. SoCal departure, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, 1,700, climbing 6,500.
204 Lima Echo, SoCal departure, radar contact, maintain VFR, Van Nuys altimeter 2987.
Alright, 2987 to Fort Lima Echo. Okay, cool. And then something that that PilotEdge doesn't really have is making a right turn out of Van Nuys here. You're going head on into all the Burbank arrivals, and it was, yeah, I mean, there's a 737 just staring right at me, and I had to get vectored for traffic as well. So that is a huge thing to consider flying out of here, just the traffic. Okay, so climbing out, let's get our lights coming off. That's good. We're get the prop pulled back. Might be over the top here. So broken 2800. Okay, maybe, yeah. Maybe, I think it's just the sim that makes these look like they're lower. But we'll see what happens, because it's 2800 or 28,000 is the ceiling. I don't even know if you call that the ceiling, but 2800 is quite a ways up there. Once we're up at our final altitude, which even in this thing is going to take a little bit of effort. What's the deal here? What RPM, what settings do you want me at? Rep back. I have no idea what you want me at. Manifold pressure is still pretty high. What? That seemed to go away there. Okay. 850 feet per minute roughly. Almost 900. The knob on the center, that the shared, oh, that's true. No, that's the that's for the actual yoke. So, oh no, yeah, it is trim. For the toss over one, isn't that the lock? Like the throw out for that. It's actually a little too. The lock is on the bottom or top of the throwover. Okay. So that's trim on both of them. Still has trim in the center.
Southwest 1029, cross lines and have to maintain flight level 240.
It does actually work though. Kind of. That's kind of fun. Well, it's a Bonanza. It's very fancy. Alright, so we're good on these clouds. These are actually what they were supposed to be, which is 28,000. So very out of our way. Mr. Max, Citation Max, good evening to you. Happy Monday, man. Yeah, there's really no rudder trim in that. Is that an all Bonanza thing? Whoa. What's up with the frames, dude? Nice little crab, too. Alright, we're almost there.
Number 123 Hotel, Torrance Tower. Proceed on course, runway 29er right, cleared for takeoff.
Citation to Romeo Fox.
Okay, number 123 Hotel, negative, sir. Hold position. Your taxi instructions are for runway 29er right via Alpha Juliet. So cancel takeoff clearance, runway 29er right, taxi via Alpha Juliet. There's no 29er left.
That
123 Hotel, sir. I need you to acknowledge that transmission.
Okay, I guess we're heading out.
Pull up. Pull up.
Number 123 Hotel, Roger. You need to include your
Delta.
call sign and the readback runway 29er right, taxi via
What was
Alpha
that?
Juliet.
Oh, here we go. Delta F. LFAA November? Hello. Well, let's call you Delta. Hello. So, and that's happening again. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure out why it's what
30
order.
Golf Mike, you're 27
What order I'm
miles
doing
east of
that
the
in?
airport.
That's not.
Report,
Turn your AP with the AP button
report
on the right.
like
Yeah, I turned
10
on the
miles east of the
AP
field.
and then hit those, and then I think I did it in the other direction. Very strange. Yeah, Brad, weren't you having issues with the like the LNAV or something? Because I hit the AP and then
Whiskey Tango Sierra,
it's just
San Luis
like
Tower,
it does
14
not,
mile final,
it doesn't
runway 29er.
engage, or it like pops off at some point. Yeah, that was weird. That was me having a case of the AP wouldn't pull out to. It just.
Whiskey Tango Sierra, Roger, sir. I need you to just verify the instruction for me. Report a 3-mile final for runway 29er. If you just read back the runway number 29er to me, sir, that doesn't mean that you understand the instruction I've given to you.
So yeah, now that we're in cruise, I'm gonna do 2 quick. Well, first off, let's get some order in the cockpit here. It actually doesn't look like it's too far off in terms of our cruise setting. We're a little bit high in the manifold pressure. That's about good right there. RPMs look good, so that all looks good. So now let's go into flight plan. Let's do
Southwest 1029, contact Los Angeles Center 134.65. Number 204 Lima Echo, contact Point Magoo approach on 124.7.
Hey, 247-204 Lima Echo.
Okay, Oscar Hotel Whiskey Tango Sierra. Looks like you're on about a half-mile final for runway 29er now. I guess so much for reporting the 3-mile final. Runway 29er, clear to land.
The snark. The snark. Admiral, thank you very much. So am I. You've come to the right place. Point Magoo approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo at 6,500.
Number 204 Lima Echo, Point Magoo approach, Carenado altimeter 2904, maintain VFR.
Maintain the VFR for Lima Echo. High pressure, it's getting nice. Point Magoo, man. Magoo.
Southwest 1029, Los Angeles.
Brad, you're right though. At this point, I'm not sure I know how to fly any place different than this either. That's pretty funny.
Okay, Oscar Hotel Tango Sierra Whiskey. I'm going to spare you the lecture since it appears that you crashed on the ramp, but you need to make sure you're complying with the instructions I gave you.
Crashed on the ramp. Not a good situation there.
November 123 Hotel Torrance Tower. Right crosswind departure approved, runway 29 right, clear for takeoff.
PilotEdge has got some good ones too. If you got some people doing the Cat 10 particularly, it's pretty good. Oh look, those weather decided to change. So this weekend, Julia and I had our little anniversary weekend, which was a lot of fun. We stayed local, which is something that we've tried to do a couple of times. Not kind of a staycation, I guess, but we'll get like a local hotel and go out to dinner and do all that kind of stuff. So we were right by the airport. We had a view of the departure end of the runway, which was a lot of fun. We like just sat on the back of the couch and looked out the window for a long time, just both of us. And she's really starting to get into it, which is pretty cool. She'll ask like, "Oh, where's that guy going? What's that? Where's like the inbound traffic on that Huntington Beach Pier inbound crossing over the tower GA entrance?"
390 Golf.
She was asking about those and the altitudes. And I said, "Look, don't ask me about the altitudes inbound from the pier because I clearly am incapable of following that instruction." I gotta do a dogfight. Oh, I gotta go dogfight an F-14. Alright, Brad. So that was a lot of fun. She actually works at the company for the time being that I'll be working for, and I dropped her off at work this morning, and I have to go and pick her up here in a little bit. But we'll land at San Luis Obispo, and then we'll pick this back up next time, whether that is this evening, which I doubt it, or Wednesday. We'll do the second half of this flight in this plane. So I wanted to take advantage of the afternoon off here and stream a little bit, see if we can catch some people that normally would not be able to join us during the evenings. Oh, Kenny, it's always who you know. Always who you know. That's pretty good. Pretty cool looking plane as we fly through some clouds. Yeah, it's I don't that little bar at the top, trench coat, I almost never listen to that thing because
Over 0, Golf Mike.
it's so freaking picky and just whatever.
November 123 Hotel, can you please say again?
We're gonna pretend like we're not flying through these clouds. Don't really care.
November 123 Hotel, I'm not sure why you'd be flying runway heading when your instruction was to make a right crosswind departure. So you can depart the Torrance airspace by making a right crosswind departure, and once you're clear of my airspace, frequency change is approved.
B7, you need both. You need both. Ideally.
November 390 Golf Mike, affirmative.
It is just the way that it's so competitive, and you just
Southwest 1029, contact Las Vegas.
it's not enough. One or the other is
125.
not enough. You gotta have both. Yep.
Las Vegas for Southwest 1029 out of 16,000 via the Capex 6 Tango.
Man, I worked out in the hotel weight room, got after it, and I'm so sore today. Ugh. So sore. Let's check in on a 4 flight. Is that Marcus? I don't know. Would he be flying? Would he be flying out of Marcus? I don't think that's Marcus.
November 123 Hotel, Hawthorne Tower. Report over the Hawthorne and 405 freeway, VFR at 2,500.
Yeah, I don't think that's Marcus.
Remain outside class Bravo airspace until advised. Squawk 0251.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this new opportunity. It's going to
Zero Golf Mike, taxi via Alpha to the ramp.
hopefully enable me to use aviation a little bit, which will be a lot of fun. That was kind of not really my goal with it, but that was a big reason why I wanted to pursue this. Connecting, being able to work in an industry that you can use flying to your advantage, I think is one of the coolest parts about aviation. not necessarily using aviation or flying as your career, but using it for the career, as a way to set yourself apart in that industry, but also use the flying for a different reason. That kind of in between just using it as a hobby and more using it and using it as, for as a commercial pilot in some way, but kind of right in the middle, using your private instrument rating as a way to travel personally for business, I think is a really cool way of doing it. So yeah, he should be controlling on the west. Those kids have a backup plan. Ryan, definitely happy with my salary and living situation. I definitely changed careers to get a mix like you were talking about there. Yeah. I meant plan and not plan. I know, that's why it's fun. Like, you kind of, yeah, sometimes you do need a backup plan. Sometimes. B7, have a great night. Everything works out. You're a great person, and just we've all got to find our niche, and sometimes it takes longer than usual, or than you think, but it'll happen. Not a huge fan of these clouds. And I'm actually, I feel like we've got some sound. I gotta re-download that sound plugin. That didn't help at all. Well, we'll be pulling for you, B7. Let's go. Here, I didn't even do this. Let's add this guy to the map.
November 123 Hotel, contact Los Angeles Tower 119.8.
So yeah, I mean the reason why, oh, the Carenado menu does too? Oh, it does. That's right. The engine sounds, not the stupid wind sounds, unfortunately. That's way too much wind sound. Is that environmental, I think? I think that's environmental, right? Yeah, there we go.
Number 123 Hotel, Los Angeles Tower, Roger, squawk INET. Say out. Correction, just INET.
There might be...
November 204 Lima Echo, contact Santa Barbara approach 120.55.
Alright, 2055 for Lima Echo.
Number 23 Hotel, radar contact, broke to the LA class Bravo airspace via the
I had a plugin, I just downloaded it because it was
2500.
not happy
LA
with the
altimeter
latest update.
2989 report overhead.
And I've never re-downloaded it, and it's annoying because I do need to. Santa Barbara approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, 6,500.
Number 204 Lima Echo, Santa Barbara approach, Santa Barbara altimeters 2989, maintain VFR.
Alright, 2989er for Lima Echo. Okay, so we got some altimeters jumping around a little bit. This is terrible. This is not good. Let's go to manual, and let's get rid of these clouds that actually aren't really there. Where's the delete? There we go. Delete. Get rid of that. Everything else is the same. This ugliness will fix itself here in a moment. Sweet. Look down here, and we've got 20 miles. No, that's there we go. And then what do we got for our destination?
Palm Springs clearance there.
So 14 minutes to our destination. Our ground speed is 155. That's pretty good.
1300 departure frequency 126.7.
Showing an 11 knot headwind on ForeFlight, according to the real world. Let's go. We probably should have changed that.
1300 right back card. Southwest 1029 airport, 10 o'clock and 8 miles report site.
F14 must wait
Southwest 1029.
GTN needed.
South 1029 clear visual approach runway 26 left.
Clear visual 26 left, Southwest 1029.
That does kind of sound like Marcus. I'll give you that. That does sound like Marcus. But I do not think it's him. It's pretty good fuel flow. I mean, I don't know what more it wants. I mean, that's pretty leaned out. 10 gallons per hour. Oh, this is a little bit slower plane than the A36, right? Oh, I need a GTN in my life, but I've never flown one though. I've never used one before. I need a KLN 94 in my life in here. But in my life in the real world, I would love to try out a GTN anything. Yeah, I'm running it lean. So 10 gallons per hour, I mean like 10 and a half gallons per hour is pretty, that's actually not bad for 150 knots over the ground. 10 gallons per hour is pretty good, right? Those orthos are not really helping. Come on, click in, buddy. That's fantastic. Just seems low for the speed. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, it's leaned out pretty good, but I wanted to get rid of that little rep pack message that is really annoying. So we've got 2400 on the manifold pressure and 23. I mean, so that's a little bit. If I even bring that back a little bit more, it's 9 gallons per hour. That doesn't seem like it's possible. You turned your, oh, you can friggin' turn that off, dude? Ah. I have to figure, you gotta tell me how to turn that off, because I hate that stupid message thing. I'll run the plane like I run the real thing. If the engine quits, I'm blaming the rep. That's what I would like to do as well, but I didn't know you could turn off that little message. That's awesome. You might have to do that while you're on the ground, or is it in here?
Aircraft Collins unreadable.
Show maintenance report, toggle Tomo.
Southwest 1029, contact Las Vegas Tower 100.9er.
Fuel price.
Tower 99, Southwest 1029.
Show tips. See ya. So the 172 does not have this. Enable the plane damages, yeah. Show failure message, we can keep that on. Save and restore plane, yep. Save and restore the window position between sessions. Yes. Does that really even matter? Who cares? Oh, wind sound level. There's that.
1300 Palm Springs ground runway 31 left, taxi via Whiskey Alpha.
Let's do 50. Oh, that's nice. Disabled F mod switch sounds. Show engine monitor. That's kind of cool. Use Carenado panel to control the static elements.
Las Vegas Tower, Southwest 1029, turn to left base, 2 left.
That's all cool. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't think I had that ability on the 172 unless it's been updated since I got it and didn't realize it. That could be the case.
Southwest 1029, Las
Yeah,
Vegas
thanks,
Tower,
Trench
runway
Coat.
26 left, clear line.
There's Santa Barbara. Man, this flight's going way quicker in this plane. I will, Brad. We haven't really gone too in depth on the debrief of that flight, but I was hauling ass in that 172. Right at this point, I had an 18 knot tailwind and was showing 130 over the ground. I didn't know about that menu either. Yeah, Iowa, I think it might just be for this plane, because I do not recall seeing that for the 172. I'm not sure. Helps when you lose all that dead weight in the right seat too. Yeah, that's true. But really, how much does the weight affect the speed like that? Is Sim Coders using the Skunk Crafts updater for all their rep packs? Puff, that's a great question. I don't know. What's your favorite plane and favorite Delta livery? That's a very interesting and specific question. My favorite plane is a Bonanza, Beechcraft for sure. Whether it's a Debonair or Bonanza, but this is my favorite plane. My favorite.
November 623,
Delta livery?
Los Angeles Center.
I don't know. One of the old school ones? I like the old school ones. They're pretty cool. Brad, so when Julie and I had our lunch at the little picnic area at John Wayne,
Juliet Mike Squawk 5447,
she was asking me about
VFR.
airplanes and speeds and sizes and all that stuff. And like, she's like, okay, well, could we take these people with, like, how much luggage would we have and all those kind of questions. So right there on the ramp, right in front of us, was the Debonair and then 2 Bonanzas. I mean, it was like a good cross-section of general aviation planes that were just right there. And we were going through them, and we were looking at those Bonanzas. And fuck, dude, she was so, like, she loves that plane so much. She's like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, Bonanzas are just the best. She like poked her head in a couple of them, the Debonair had the rear seats taken out and the luggage space is huge. But I think it's a D35, maybe. I think that's what I looked up. But she loved that plane, and I love them too. Obviously, I mean, it's every time
November 123 Hotel.
We talk about that flight, the little coastal flight that we did with you. She's like, that was the best ever. That was just the best thing ever. D35 is a V-tail. Okay, it wasn't the D35. There was a V-tail on the other side, but anything with 35 is a V-tail. Okay, so maybe it was a B33. Below minimums. Welcome back. I think that is what it was. I don't know. I mean, it's the three Bonanzas, the 3 Beechcrafts that are over on the fence side, going to Lion Air. Like the temporary overhangs next to that nice Mooney. There's our 4-flight update. The voices in the back of our heads, that's funny.
T3 Hotel, you're on the Hawthorne Tower frequency. Santa Monica is 120.1.
Like when you're talking about actually using the airplane, and this kind of is, the conversation about using it for work, where you have the speed, the useful load, and the economy that the Bonanza, I really think, is hard to touch. You have the economy.
Southwest 10.
You know, it's like it's the only one that has all
29,
three of
fly
them.
runway heading.
By the way, this is where I was getting
7,000.
absolutely tossed around on the rail flight. Good lord. But
1399er, Palm Springs
you know, you
Tower,
can
runway
carry
01,
4
clear for
people
takeoff.
and some luggage and a decent amount of fuel in this thing that you really cannot
November
do
123 Hotel, Santa Monica
in
Tower.
a 172
Roger, transition approved.
or you know PA-20 or
Maintain
anything.
VFR, Santa
I mean, this is a
Monica,
good
altimeter
size
2989er.
luggage compartment here. But the speed as well, you can get further and use less gas than
November 123 Hotel.
in a 172.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be unable to issue you a passing grade on the Cat 10 rating for a couple of reasons.
Oh, is it really, Ryan?
One is
Sweet.
there was some confusion with the frequencies there. There can't be when you're operating in this airspace. It's all got to be done quickly. Also, between you changing frequencies, there's like a minute going by, and that's just way too much time. So you'll have to try this one again. You're not, unfortunately, executing that transition as proficiently as you need to. Southwest 1029, till I'm sending 190.
Cool, Ryan, that'd be awesome. That would be really
Southwest
cool.
1029, till I'm sending 190.
This is about the spot
Yes,
below
sir,
minimums?
I can understand that, but you
Yeah.
know, another reason I'll give you here is I asked you to report overhead the field. You reported overhead, and it's simply you could not have been overhead because you're 2 miles south of the airport, not even in the Class Bravo airspace yet. So, yeah, I'm just saying you're going to need to give the transition another try. November 1399er, contact departure.
Brandon's
Southwest
going
1029,
for it,
contact
man.
approach 125.9er.
Okay, let's get the ATIS set up here. 20.
Vegas search hello again, Southwest 1029, 7000, heading 190.
Southwest 1029, Vegas approach, turn left heading 090.
He is, which is good, and he's pretty fair about it too usually.
SoCal approach, Twin Cessna 1399, passing through 1,400.
Twin Cessna 1399er, SoCal approach, Roger, radar contact, maintain VFR.
He's also been really good. Like Brad and I have
VFR 2977 1399.
gave him some updates on some things that John Wayne,
1029 report to field side 10 o'clock, 7
and
miles.
he's like super cool about it.
1029.
South 1029, third visual approach, runway 25 left.
Which is
Good
really nice.
visual,
There's
26
a
left,
couple of
1029.
controllers that
And 26 left.
we've mentioned, like, oh well, okay, sorry, but you know, real John Wayne, they do whatever it is, and they just kind of don't care really. But Brandon, Marcus, and Goldsey in particular, they, which is really cool, is they've like kind of asked for updates or been really responsive with if there's like a little particular thing that John Wayne does, which John Wayne admittedly is very weird. So there's a bunch of little things that they do that even most Class Charlies don't do. But it's nice that they've been so like welcoming of, okay, that's cool that they do that in real life. Like I'll make a note. Like the departure, the VFR departure thing is a good example. PilotEdge will use, usually I've gotten 230 or 220 on that right turn, that right departure, and John Wayne will always give you 240. In the published procedure, and it may have been updated, but I believe when we went over this, the published procedure says you will get a departure heading VFR for the Mesa departure of between 220 and 240. So PilotEdge would like the controllers would usually give me 230 or 220 or something, and then we told them, say, hey, they never give you that. They always give you the 240. And then Goldsey, Marcus, Brandon, always give, from that point on, always give a 240. And that was really cool to be able to give the feedback to the controllers based off of the real world nuances of the airport and actually have it stick. So that is pretty cool, and it's nice to be able to give that feedback. It's actually always a 220 heading in real life. Oh, did I get that backwards? PilotEdge used to do 2324. Okay, I had that backwards. Got the changes backwards. Okay, that's right. Yes. What's up, Finbar? All right, yeah. Okay, and that makes more sense, Brad, because what they would used to do is 240, and that takes you directly into the inbound guys coming in from the pier. 220 takes you
contact Las Vegas Tower,
left of the pier, like south.
Tower 99, Southwest
South of the
1029.
pier. Okay, that's right. Thank you. I'd get 2-3 and my brain would short circuit.
Southwest 1029, Las Vegas Tower, grab on, runway 25 left.
Yeah, well, especially when you have, you know, especially you have all of these things memorized where you don't write them down. I still write them down, so it's not as crazy when I, like, read from it. So it doesn't really... It's still, like, you know, I still notice the difference, but at least I'm reading it and whatever. God forbid when I get a non-standard departure.
Very clear.
That's funny. So now we got Eugene. Well, yeah, it's for sure good practice. I mean, it's fine. It's decent practice to not have the same thing every time. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but John Wayne does do things particularly strange in a lot of cases, and stuff that's not published. And being able to relay that stuff to PilotEdge is cool, and have them actually, you know, have those changes, you know, reflect in the controlling, which is cool.
Copy delivery 118.0.
GoPro cam. Finbar, this is very similar to Brad's Bonanza. It's almost exactly the same panel, even down to the 430. Brad, what is in here that would be noticeably different than yours? I think the autopilot location might be different. The transponder's different.
134.2.
I think that's kind of it, though. Everything else is pretty close. HSI is the same.
San Luis County Regional Airport, HS Information Sierra, 21560, wind 300 at 12, visibility 10.
Northwestbound, touch advice.
Okay, so we got pretty
at all
strong
times.
Different autopilot, different fuel totalizer, different EGT, different everything below the 430. Yeah, all this is all different.
November 23 Hotel standby. I'm expecting the read back.
But it's pretty close. If you blurred your eyes and looked at it, it's pretty much identical.
November 23, just heard me give somebody clearance. That means they're gonna read it back.
We have a requirement to
so
do a
hang in there for a second,
internship,
let them read it back, then you can speak.
Interning in the radar lab, so I'm getting credit for watching Bullsherman. That's awesome. Fantastic. That's the way to do it.
Watch your mic. You will follow the Golden State Freeway to the northwest, keeping it off your right at all times.
So as soon as I land here, I gotta go run and pick Julia up
Watch your mic back
at work.
Contact ground for taxi.
She's kind of waiting.
November 123 Hotel.
I am
Monica Tower. Do you have a request?
en route right now, Julia. Okay. Otherwise, I would stick with you guys, but no, the traffic is pretty light on the way down.
To theoretical caution, leave it a staff mic. Southwest 1029, cross runway 26 right at Alpha 5.
I've
contact
lucked
ground as you
out
cross.
living in Orange County here with the traffic. It is not bad in the directions that I've been driving. The traffic that I'm going into, the commute that I'm going to have now, is definitely very trafficy, but it's such a short distance that it's not going to be that bad.
November 20 Hotel, understand you 6 miles south of the airport. Enter right downwind runway 16 right, report midfield.
It is weird doing this again though, in the simulator, after having done it in the real world. It's weird from both ends. When after you've done it in the sim, going into the real world flight, and then coming back and doing it in the sim, it's weird on both
1399, contact Los Angeles Center, 128.6.
But really cool.
Los Angeles Center, 128.6.
Not quite as fun.
1399er.
But I'm less sweaty. I am way less sweaty. I haven't lost interest in it, honestly, and I think it's probably more due to the fact that I use it as a training tool. So doing the flights ahead of time and after to you know, to prepare and become safer and more proficient, I think that kind of keeps my interest a little bit more. But yeah, I definitely, if I had the choice, I'd obviously go in the real plane for sure.
November 77 Chile Mike, original call sign will be November 77 Chile.
You are talking and smiling, so the IRL cross country must have went well. It did. It went very, very well. Right.
November 4 Charlie Mike, thank you. Runway 8. Taxi via Charlie. Advise when you have information. Romeo.
Look at that crab. That's pretty funny. Yeah. I feel more alive than I ever have.
Barrago Springs, altimeter 2975.
I'll figure out a way to show it to you below minimums. I still have some editing to do. I'll show it to you. It honestly, it wasn't that bad. When I went back and looked at it, I was hoping that it was going to be just like a nice firm landing. I bounced it, I think because I came in a little bit too steep and over flared it, so it stayed a little bit high and just kind of bounced. It wasn't like a crash bounce, it was just like a bung, 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 bung. Like it was still flying. So it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't a good landing. It was fine. Flying the Columbia Gorge. Interesting, Dalmatian. I'm from that part of the country. You logged that as multiple landings, of course. Yes, 3 landings at Van Nuys. All 3 of them were okay. But I definitely made up for it. My landings at San Luis Obispo and Oceano could not have been any nicer. Oh, you're in Tri-Cities. Sweet, man. That's cool. I grew up in Gig Harbor. I don't know if you're familiar with that area. And then the last one was... Yeah, it was nice. I let it float a little bit, so I kind of went, and then bled the speed back off and came back at John Wayne. But I dumped it in from pretty high. I had a little bit of a slip going in. But San Luis Obispo was a butter, and Oceano was just a 2-squeaker left and right. It was awesome. Whole life in SoCal, then after I retired, moved to Washington 3 years ago. Nice, man. Well, congratulations on the retirement. But that is definitely a more economical place to retire. Santa Barbara approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo. We've got information Sierra at San Luis Obispo and the airport is inside.
Bonanza 4 Lima Echo, Roger Squawk VFR. Contact San Luis Tower 124.0.
Okay, squawking VFR and 240 Lima Echo, thanks. What's up, Adoned? Yes, an early stream. We're going to be full stop here in San Luis Obispo, but had the day off before the new job starts, so and now we have to dump a ton of altitude. San Luis Tower, good afternoon. Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, 10 miles to the southeast with Sierra, full stop.
Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, San Luis Tower, good afternoon. Tango is current, altimeter 2993. Make straight into runway 29, clear to land, wind 300 at 10.
Okay, straight in for 29er, clear to land, runway 29er, 204 Lima Echo. You can spot. I was able to spot this airport from really far back, which was nice. I mean, it's only 10 miles out here. I had it spotted like way far back, which was really nice. This descent is not going to be probably as gradual and nice as I made it in the 172 for the real flight, but it's nice because it seems like 29er is pretty much a guarantee. And when you're coming from this direction straight in, I mean, I was on like a 40 miles straight in. It was hilarious. What happened with the cylinder? Just did I shock cool them? Is that what I did? Frick. I think it might be dead. Shock cooling isn't a thing on a N8 engine, but it's alright. Is that what it's saying happened? Going from 380 degrees to like 260 in the span of 30 seconds can't be good for them. Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Fuel should be... Yeah, fuels are okay. Yeah, it's the gear.
Burbank ground, we got Sierra, we're holding short of 8.
Super draggy. Yeah, you're right, that gear out is crazy.
I guess we're going to be 40.
Am I a commercial pilot or is that too high? Oh, that's way too high.
Once you approach the assigned departure runway, you're free to switch to tower on your own. Tower frequency is 118.7.
118.7 over to tower, 774 Charlie Mike.
That's super nice. Good amount of speed. Yeah, this
500.
Now I know what you're talking about, Brad, that hill doesn't really exist in the real airport. There's not that drastic of a drop off here. There still is a tiny one, but it's not this much.
November 123 Hotel, midfield for intercept to runway 16 right.
November 23 Hotel, runway 16 right, clear to land, wind 150 at 11.
Clear to land, runway 16 right. November 123 Hotel.
Burbank Tower, 774
that was much better.
Charlie Mike, we're holding short of runway 8, we're ready for departure.
Didn't stop it as soon as the 172.
Charlie Mike, Burbank Tower, turn left to join the freeway, runway 8, clear for takeoff, wind 160 at 9.
Definitely touchy on the...
Turn left, join the freeway, 774 Charlie Mike, clear for takeoff.
roll. Ooh. Tank slapper.
November 4 Lima Echo, taxi to parking via Alpha this frequency. Have a good day.
All right, Alpha, staying with you. 204 Lima Echo. Have a good one. Okay, let's get the strobe off. Well, that was better. That was definitely better.
Number 1399, contact
If the
local
flaps,
approach
props, and
119.6.
gear don't work, open the door. Oh my god, that's hilarious. He said join a taxi to parking and stay on this frequency. Yeah, it definitely takes a little bit to get used to a new plane, especially one like a rep pack plane where it's going to be a little bit more sensitive to doing things correctly. This, like the A36 was a very basic model, I think, and it was just from X-Plane 10 as well. So I feel like there was almost no learning curve on that. Like, it was super forgiving. This is definitely not as forgiving, and it's going to take me some time to learn how to land this. So I think I'm going to do some pattern work in this a little bit. Whether or not that's on stream, I don't know, but I think pattern work will help just to get used to the speeds and the trim settings and all that stuff, and become a little bit more proficient in this, because I think it is a great it's a great combination of audio, visuals, flight characteristics, familiarity, you know, the similarities between this and the Bonanza that Brad flies. So there's some
Jackie 4 Foxtrot Golf, you can contact Gunway Tower.
some familiarity with this plane that I really do like. And I want to learn how to fly this plane a little bit more. So I think I'm going to stick with this a little bit, which I'm kind of excited about. I'm excited to learn a new plane, and we'll, you know, more speed for sure. So that will help as well. Let's get this thing off. Yeah, so that'll be cool. Let's see if there's any maintenance stuff that we have to. Left tire. Okay. So that Van Nuys landing was maybe a little bit firmer than the landing rate plug-in. Some carbon deposits, that's probably just a function of the mixture being all over the place. But coming back for the next two legs, I'm not sure yet. Don't count on it. But the next two legs will be in the next one for sure. So the next stream, it will be definitely the next two legs, because I want to take this into Oceano. So that will be the plan. Thank you guys again for joining me on this Monday afternoon. A little bit of a atypical stream time, but we'll see what this evening holds, if I hop back on or not. But I'll let you know in the Discord, which is right here. If you guys are not in there, thank you very much. I will let Julia know that you guys say hello, and we'll see you soon. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.